Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and just do a review of the Simgot EW300. So before I go on further, please note that there will be notes on the screen. This particular review, the notes on the screen, it stopped at the first song. That should give you a hint of kind of how this review is going to be. In my opinion, there was some things, it was so clear that I was like, I don't need to see anymore. This is it. Okay. So, but I'll still give you a good idea of how this sounds like. So basically, in the box, you get these stock ear tips, and these are like the same ear tips that were in the Simgot EM6L, which I actually did like. Okay, and then there's gold nozzles and then silver nozzles. Now, when you use the gold nozzles, and now I'm going to describe both of the sound signatures, and then I'm going to tell you what I think. So when you use the gold nozzle, it's more chill. A lot of the treble's toned down, but what happens is it sounds like a blanket is over the microphone. A blanket is over how the bass should sound, but also at the same time, it sounds lower resolution. So, or 320 MP3 as in like high quality audio, it's getting nerfed to like, it feels like 128 or 64. It's like really, the best way I can explain it is Zigot Chino. This becomes like a Zigot Chino, or Zigot Sino IEM, which is not good. Basically, it just sounds more chill and lower res. But then still, the vocals are like thin, weird. Oddly enough, they're not full. So I don't like that sound. So that's if you choose gold nozzle mode. In other words, in my opinion, it becomes like a Zigot Chino kind of like thing. Lower res and grainy, and like it sounds like a blanket. It sounds like a blanket over like this is how it sounds. You know what I mean? That's not good. Now, if you switch it to, now another thing I want to mention is inside here also, there are these little foams. These are basically the same. I use this when I want to dull down the highs, right? So then it brings us to our next point, which is then there also is a silver nozzle. So when you use the silver nozzle, the sound is quite different. So the silver nozzle is entirely different. It's a lot more bright. The bass is more punchier, but then the vocals start becoming a little bit sharper and brighter, but then it started to remind me of another IEM. And so I'm going to talk about different things. Like the moment you use silver mode, what it becomes is the Kiwi Ears cadenza. And I actually was looking at all the graphs and from different people who mapped the Kiwi Ears cadenza to this IEM in silver nozzle mode. They're like almost identical. In other words, like you're better off just spending $30 to buy this. So in total, basically what happens is it depends on what you like. If you like gold nozzle mode, like if you like this mode, I would say your money is actually better spent on these three IEMs instead. You should get the Awful Explorer, which in my opinion is a better version of that gold nozzle mode, or the Truthier Pure, which is a better version of that gold nozzle mode at the same price, okay? In my opinion, Truthier Pure just destroys this IEM. Or also consider the RT-T10 with Kiwi Ears Flex, which gives you that warm tonality, but the vocals are clear and they're full. They're not muddled. They're not low res, but at the same time, the bass is punchy and strong. These three will do the job of the gold nozzle far better and are about the same price as this IEM. So in other words, these are better than this IEM if you like the gold nozzle. However, if you like the silver nozzle, well, if you like the silver nozzle, just get the Kiwi Ears cadenza because they sound identical. So yeah, and at the end of the day, like, you know, we always got to do it, but there's the Defiant factor, right? Does this beat the Defiant? No, Defiant wins again. You know what I mean? And that's all I got to say. All right.